Korean hipster.
Korea.
Yeah. So this is like in South Korea, this is like a 300 € phone.
Ah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you should think about it that way.
Yeah.
That's one hipster teacher there.
Yeah, exactly. And Pokemon too. So
Is that the yeah? You can't play Pokemon Go on it though. Yeah. There's some limitations.
Yeah.
All right. So number 2 now is the probability question. So let's have a look at that. Okay. So a man has to pass 2 sets of traffic lights on his way to work. The probability that he stops at each set is shown on the tree diagram, and we have to find the missing numbers basically. Okay, so this is B2A. Can you see that? That's okay, yeah. Right. So first he stops and then doesn't stop, and then secondly stops, doesn't stop, stops, and doesn't stop. If this is 0.65, then what must this one be? 0.35, yeah. And if this one is 0.8, this one has to be 0.2. Now, what are we told? Yeah, okay. So we've done part 1, and now part 2 is the probability that the man stops at both is 0.39.
0.39 by 0.65.
Okay, so if he stops at both, it's 0.39. So what you're saying is 0.65 multiplied by B, is 0.39. So what's the B here?
0.6.
0.6, yeah. So this is 0.6, and this one will have to be 0.4. Okay. So then the last part, 1, 2, 3, work out the probability that he stops at only one set of lights. So how many paths are there here?
2.
2 paths. Look, first one stops and doesn't stop, or doesn't stop and stops. You want him to stop once. So it's 0.65 times 0.4 plus 0.35 times 0.8. 0.2. Okay. What do we get? 0.65 times 0.4 plus 0.1 over 3 basically, is it? Yeah, 0.33. Now that's 7 marks. The probability is a good question in the exam, because this in total is 7 marks, which is a lot when you really think about what you have to do. Yeah. So that's the A part finished, no problem there. Let's look at the B part. Can I scroll down?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so B part. Again, we have a triangle. Find the x. So we have, let's see, 60 degrees, 8, x, 7, B. So what rule am I using here? Cosine rule, yeah? So you have 7 squared equals x squared plus 8 squared minus twice 8x costs 60. What's cost?
Can't you put the x inside? Can't you put the x outside? So
Yeah. What are you asking me?
can't you write it as x squared equals to 7 squared plus 8 squared?
Oh, yeah. No, because we don't know this angle here. Okay, so cos 60 is a half, multiply 2, multiply 8 is 8. So this is 49 equals x squared plus 8 squared minus, what did I say, 8x. Of course, x, 64. So we have x squared minus 8x plus 64 minus 49 equals 0. So I think this will have roots, yeah? No roots? Okay, so we have x squared minus 8x plus 15. Sure it doesn't have roots?
Minus 5 and
Minus 5 minus 3. So the answers are 3 or 5 then. Now, it says find the 2 possible values for x. So we just want to make sure that both answers are sensible. So what we're saying is, if I draw a triangle here with 8 7, and this one here could be a 3, this angle will be 60, or this triangle here, this is an 8, this is a 7, this is a 5, this here will be 60 as well. Now, something's telling me that there's maybe a mistake in the question that the examiner doesn't realise, because I can't see how I can have these two triangles existing. You know what I mean? This triangle 8 and 7, and the angle here is 60, and this is 3, and this is 8 and 5, and this is a 7, and somehow it still makes the same angle.
What if the two angles different? Here and here? The first
If they're swapped around or something.
No, like the two angles of
The
8.
bottom, yeah, 8 and 5.
No, what I mean is that imagine if the addition of the two angles is meant to be 160. Like it's meant to be 180.
80?
So the addition of those is meant to be 120. So this could be, let's say, 70 and something else. 70 and.
So you're just imagining that these angles are different,
Different.
but they still don't contradict the total making 180 then. Oh, so you're thinking that they swap places then? Like if it was 120, then it'd be 20 and 100 then, or something like that.
Or maybe they're just two different numbers that will add up to something.
Yeah, so like for example, if this was, I don't know,
30.
70 and whatever, 50, then maybe in this triangle this is 50 and this is 70. Yeah, that's possible, Without actually constructing the triangle, we can't know for certain. But I'm saying, you know, it's important that you just sometimes double check that both your answers make sense, okay? Of course, if the answer was negative, that's ridiculous and you shouldn't use that answer. 3 and 5, they both look like they're fine here. Yeah, I think your explanation is the best, that possibly they just switched around, or they still add up to 120 but in a different way. But if we had a set square and a protractor, we could construct them, but nobody has those, do they? But with you?
Yeah.
We might do that later then to see, because I'm actually really curious to see which way around it is. Okay, can we look at part C now? Yeah. Solve the equation sine 2 theta equals minus a half. Okay, nothing too difficult here again. Inverse, yeah. Inverse, extra, simplify and fix. So 2 theta sine inverse minus a half. 30 minus 30, and then the second answer, how do we get it for sine? 180 minus the first answer, which is 210. How many answers should I have though? 4.
I thought you said if it's 360, then you're meant to have.
But it's 2 theta. Yeah. So if we add 360 here, that's 330, and if we add 360 here, that's 570. So we've done this, now to simplify, how do I simplify here? Divide by 2. 105, 165, and what's 285?
No,
Is
sine
it?
inverse.
So now, fix. Which one needs fixing? The first one by adding 360. So the answers are 105, 165, 285, and then 345.
No,
Huh? I add 360 to this.
and not 180 because?
180. Oh no, the fixing step is to add 360. Yeah?
I did it in a different way. The range, I changed it from I multiplied the range and I made it into 720 because it says 2 theta.
Go on.
And then I got the values for that range using the square, the all sine tan cos.
Oh, I hate that circle. Go on, yeah.
And I got 4 values and then I divided it by 2. So I did not get minus 15, I directly got 105, 165, 285 and 345.
That's okay, but I don't like that circle, that's why I don't do it that way.
But is that wrong? Would that affect any answers, like if I do not do?
For this one, it's okay.
Because I'm used to that, like it.
Yeah, but have you used that way when you had a number added with the 2 theta?
Yeah.
So you're used to dealing with that way. Well, that was the only thing I'd be worried about, so.
Because then if it's, let's say sine 2 theta plus 3, then I would change the range into 360 into 2 plus 3 and change the range and then work it out in the end.
Alright, so what you're doing is you're shifting the range of the domain at the start,
Yeah,
getting the answers there and then pulling it back.
Yeah.
Okay. And this feels easier than what I have on the board?
Because I've been doing that.
Alright, fine, okay. It's easier because it's familiar.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah, whereas I like this way because it's a little bit neater, but that's fine. If that works for you, that's fine. Yep. Okay. So that's number 2. So that's okay, number 2. That's okay for our question. Let's have a look at number 3, which is AP, GP, and binomial.
Use binomials so much.
Right, a girl paid £5 into a savings account in the first week. Each following week she paid £1.50 in more than the previous week. Write down an expression for 5, 6.5, 8, 9.5, etc. Right, well this is AP or GP? AP. So A is 5, D is 1.5, and UN will be A plus N minus 1 D, which is 5 plus 1.5 N minus 1.5, yes, which is 3.5 plus 1.5 N.
You can do 2 with 2 N's.
Yes, you can. Right, so that's A part done, A part 1. In which week did she pay in £59? So when will 59 equal 3.5 plus 1.5 N? Okay. What's that? 55.5 equals 1.5 N. So then that divided by 1.5. So hang on, I'll do this in my head. Let's see. 0.5 goes into that 3 times. And 0.5 goes into that. I'm concentrating here. 0.5 goes into this 3 times, and 0.5 goes into this 111 times. And then 3 goes into that 3 times. What's that? 9. 2 left over. Oh yeah, 3 goes into this 7 times. N is 37.
Yeah.
Great. I didn't want to use my calculator because it's all the way over there. Yeah. Far away. Right. Part 3. What's the total in our savings at the end of 2014? So in other words, what's S52? That formula, you remember, it's N over 2A plus N minus 1 times D. Alright, so let's see. That's 26. That's 10. What's your mistake? You did what?
1/2.
Not 52 over 2. 10 plus 51 times 1.5. Let me see. 25.5. 76.5? Alright, 76.5. Yeah. So this is 26 times 86.5, and we'll finish there. 26 times 86.5. 2249? Yeah. 2249 pounds. Okay. Concentrate. Okay. So, I mean, it's 6 marks, but it should be attainable 6 marks. B. Write down the first 4 terms of this series. N goes from 1 to 20. So if I put in 1, what do I get? 6. And if I put in 2, I get 12, and then the next one, if I put in 3, I get 24, is it? And 48. There are the first 4 terms. Now the next one's a bit tricky. What is the first term to exceed 300,000? So what type of series is this? GP, where A equals
So find
6
R.
and or equals 2. So we want to know, when will UN be greater than 300,000? Yeah, so it's A or n minus 1 greater than 300,000. So that would be 2n over 2, 1 greater than 300,000 over 6. I'll bring that 2 up here.
You can use logs for this as well, right?
Might have to. So we want to know when 2 power n is greater than 100,000. Yeah? Is that okay so far? Yeah. So we could use logs here, but you could try and figure out the power n here. But I think logs would be the quickest thing here. If you put a log here, and the n can come down, then you get n must be bigger than log 100,000 over log 2.
So if you had taken the 6 out and divided it the other side and then wrote n minus 1 ln 2 is greater than ln of 50,000, would that work?
I don't know what you're asking me because I wasn't really listening. But this way would be the best way. You can trust me on that. Trust your teacher to find the easiest way to do it. Okay? What is the answer for n here? 17. Is it 16 or is it 17? Which is it? 17. Because it doesn't exceed 300,000 until after 16.6, which it can't be. So it has to be 17. Yeah.
Actually, from the beginning, it didn't very clear to me that was a geometry.
Huh? Yeah.
So I just used the 3 into 2 then like
You didn't know it was geometric, so you did it which way then?
I did 3 into 2 which for n is greater than 300,000.
Yeah.
And then I thought that was fine.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It wasn't really helpful to know it was geometric here, but it will be for the next one where they ask you to sum the 20 terms. Did you just add them up one by one? All 20 of them?
I used
Okay, alright, yeah. That would not get you the marks here, I'm afraid. We have to use the GP formula. Yep. Yeah, this formula here. 1, 2, 3. S20 is A. What did I say A was? 6. 1 minus or n over 1 minus or. 1 minus 2 power 20 over 1 minus 2 times 6. 6, 2, 9, 1, 4, 5, 0. And the last one here, C.
That's a massive one.
Yeah. C. The coefficient of a plus 2x power 7, the coefficient of x squared is 20412. Right, so what is the coefficient here? It'll be 7c2, yeah, just for looking at the x squared one. And you have an a here, and you have a 2x, but we don't really care about the x. Now if we want to make x squared though, this power has to be 2, so therefore this one has to be 5, and this coefficient should equal 20412. So in other words, you can say a5 equals 20412 over 7c2 times 2 squared. Yeah, let's see what that is. 20412, 7, you have it? 84, is it? Okay.
And you divide it.
84? Oh, the final answer, or?
No.
I got 243 for this one. Yeah.
That's the formula.
No, that's the first one.
85 equals 243.
Yeah.
So then A is the
Three.
fifth root of this.
Wait,
Is it 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
8.
So 3
Huh?
so 3 raised to 5 would go that.
Yeah. Okay, can we have a look at 4 now? Yeah, B4. Yeah, okay. These aren't as difficult as I thought.
Because you're a teacher.
I am great, that is true. But still, I thought they'd be a bit more difficult. Right, a rumour started to spread in a large city at 8 o'clock one day. The number of people who started the rumour, N after T hours, is given by this. Now, like I said when we were doing this in class for the first time, these questions are all the same, but the story is different. But the story is not important. It's the same problem each time. You have this exponential formula, and we're trying to find the missing constants. So here we're told that when n is 3,000, or n is 3,000 when t is 3. Now why am I saying t is 3? Because it says here 11 o'clock. Well, that's 3 hours after 8 o'clock, which is the start.
So put in find K.
Yeah, so put this in to find k. So we put this in, and we get 3,000 equals 500 e 1 over 3k. Divide by 500, and we get 6 equals e k over 3. Put a log on both sides, and they cancel.
K over 3.
I just put k over 3 instead of 1/3 k. What's the beef? No beef?
I know.
Great, no beef, good. Right, log 6 equals 1 over 3k. Well, you're right, sorry, there is beef. Yeah, there was beef. What's the beef?
You wrote 1 over 3 instead of 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so there is beef.
3K.
Yeah. Right, so this is 6 equals E3T, and we need to put a log on both sides.
3T.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, 3K. Double beef. A whopper. Right. Log 6 equals 3k, so then k equals 1 over 3 log 6. And in fact, what's nice about this is they say, show that the answer should be this, so we've done that. Right, using the formula, actually before continuing, there should be a unit with the answer here on the k. I don't know if you know what the unit is. Yeah, kilojoules, that's it. Yeah. No, not kilojoules. Try again.
People per hour.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a K there.
People per hour.
No.
People per hour?
No.
Per second.
You're close. But the time unit is not seconds. What is it here?
Hour.
Hours. So this,
Enough people per hour.
no, the unit is per hour. Just per hour.
But then you don't take into consideration the n.
The N, the unit for the N is people,
Yeah,
number of people,
right.
yeah, but it's just the K. The unit for the K,
But
the
if
K is just per hour.
if you make K the
Subject.
of the formula, you'll have to
Hmm.
use n somewhere, right?
Let's see, if you make K the subject of the formula, no, it still would be per hour for K. Now the reason it's per hour, if you're wondering why it's per hour, look, this 500 is actually 500 people. This whole thing is in units of people. This K here, this is in units of per hour, because what is the units for time? Hours. So hours multiplied per hours, there's no unit. So the unit disappears from here, and this is in units of people. So actually, if you want, you can think of the 500 here as actually being 500 people, or roomers, or whatever it is. Now, in the exam, you will not lose any marks for not writing in the per hour. But, oddly, for the next question, you do have to have the unit in. They want to know what is the NDT. So what is the derivative here? It will be 500k EKT. Did I skip over one? Oh, sorry, the second part, which is what is the n at 5 o'clock? So that means n equals 500 EK, which we know, and what's the t at 5 o'clock? 9 hours later, isn't it? So that's a 9 times k. So if I just hit this in on the calculator, 500 E, 108,000 exactly, yeah? Okay, I'll just write it in. 108,000. And the unit? People or rumors, whatever you want. People heard the rumor. People. Okay. Now the next one is the derivative. dN dt will equal 500k EKT. And what is the K? We know the K. What's the T here? Oh, it's 5. 5k. So if you put the K into this, what do we get? 500 times. You have it already? Yeah, what is it? 5916.26. So if I just round this to 5916. Now, what's the unit here? Huh? No, what's the unit here? I'll give you a hint. This is equal to this. What's this? People per hour. So, people per hour. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Right, part 4. Last year for this exam, I said that part 4 is not. Just a sec. This is useful to know. Last year, in my feedback to NCUK about this exam, I said in this exam, question 4 isn't really something on the syllabus, because nowhere in class did we talk about the suitability of formulas. But if anyone wants to try for 1 mark, what I'm saying is the students had to make a guess at the answer here, because this wasn't part of any discussion in class. Why would this formula not be suitable in the long term? In other words, for large time, why would this formula not be suitable?
Because different units?
No, not that.
Migration?
No.
Is it mass related?
We're getting closer.
Everybody will have to get to know, but
You very close.
so there was less people.
Yeah. What's happening is, in the city, there's only so many people in the city, right? So at some point, the rumour spread until everybody knows. The exponential formula continues, whereas in real life what would happen is the rumours would spread until everyone knows, and then it flattens out. Yeah. So it's only exponential for n less than a particular value, and really that value is the maximum size of the city or the population. Yeah. You also see this graphing phenomenon in biology too, which might make it useful to explain. So you've seen this sigmoid shape in biology where the graph goes like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is exponential up until this
Bacteria
point.
growth.
Bacteria growth being one, enzyme activity perhaps another. It's exponential here, but the behavior changes in this phase. It will be linear. And here it's, I guess it's a bit like a log shape here, and then to here it's back to linear. So if you were to use an exponential formula, you could only use it up until a certain value. If you were to use a linear, again, it's only for certain values. Hisham, are you listening?
Yeah, and you said the value, right?
Yeah, value, correct value. Right. Is that okay for 1 mark? Yeah. Now, like I said, this was not part of the syllabus, so every year the maths teachers have to give their feedback on the exam, and just like with my students, sometimes I know I'm doing this knowing that the person at the other side isn't listening. So I'm saying this is not on the syllabus. Whether somebody heard or cared, I don't know. So you have to be prepared and not freak out if there's 1 or 2 marks for something that you don't recognize, okay? This was only 1 mark, so just if you don't know it, take the hit and move on, okay? Don't dwell on it. Don't write 1 paragraph, 1 sentence. Okay, let's have a look at B now. Log equation. Log base 16 x squared minus 9 minus log base 16 x squared minus 15x plus 36 equals a half, and they already provide us with the domain x must be bigger than 12, whereas previously we would have to check the domain at the start. So we know x has to be greater than 12. Right, so we have 2 ways we can go ahead with this. Firstly, nice that the base is both 16 here, so that's useful. We could factorize these, or we can put them together. We have 2 choices, I think, if I think about 36 and making 15, it's 12 and a 3. And this will make a 3 in it as well. So I feel like factoring might be the way to go. This is log base 16, x plus 3 times x minus 3. And this is log base 16, x plus 3, x minus 3. Also, sorry, that's not plus, that's x minus 3 minus log base 16, x minus 3, x minus 12 equals a half. Now, because these are multiplied, we can use the first rule of logs. Log base 16, x plus 3, plus log base 16, x minus 3, minus log base 16, x minus 3, minus log base 16, x minus 12 equals a half. 2 things cancel, yes?
No, what I did was, minus, I divided it and then cancelled off.
Oh, you did it that way around, you divided and cancelled it. Yeah, totally fine as well, but you get the same result I'm getting here because this one will cancel with that one, so you're left with this minus this, so you should have log base 16 x minus 3 over x minus 12. Yeah, same thing, which is a half. Remember the definition of log? Log says 16 to the power of a half, equals x minus 3 over x minus 12. What's 16 power a half? 4. So this is a 4. So you can get 4 x minus 12 equals x minus 3. Yep.
What did you do again?
16 half is the same as a 4. I just changed this into 4.
16 raised to half. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, it's only plus because it's not an equation. That's the thing. Well,
Because I did and I got 2 values, I put plus and minus.
Joe, I was actually talking to Roland about this 2 weeks ago, actually. Let me just think for 1 second. Yes?
The two in the middle, shouldn't they go together?
Which one is the
Log
middle?
p in x minus 3 and log p in x minus 3. They're doing the middle.
Oh, sorry, thank you. I cancelled this one with, these two cancel,
Yeah.
and I'm left with this one and this one. Yeah, so sorry, this is a plus tree.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, you were asking me about the
plus
the
or
16,
minus.
should it be plus or minus?
Because then you get two values and then you can use the domain they give you and then figure out the value.
Come on, Richard.
No, I know. I'm feeling, no. See, it's funny because Roland, Joan and myself were talking about this just 2 weeks ago, saying should we put the plus and minus in here, because the reason we were thinking was that if you had x squared equals 9 and you square root both sides, you introduce a square root into the equation, so you have plus or minus 3 possibility. But if the equation just had root 9 in it, like something like x plus root 9 equals 0, then that is just x plus 3.
Yeah.
There's no plus or minus. Now, so the real question is, when we go from this step to this step, is it like we're introducing a root or not? I think we decided on no for this, that it's just going to be a plus here.
But how do we get that in doing the exam then?
How do you get what?
How do we assume that in the case of doing exam? How do we
But it's
assume
no big deal, because in the worst case, if you put in plus or minus, one of the answers will be rejected because it won't be in the domain.
You never really know whether to take it past it. There's always that option too.
This requires further thinking. No, I'd be reluctant to put in the plus or minus, because this, if I wrote log by equals x, that's the same as writing bx equals y. So for example,
Not
if I
plus or minus b.
if I wrote, for example, 9 power a half equals y. Let's imagine I start with this, 9 power a half equals y. What's y? Is it 3 or is it plus or minus 3? It's just 3. And this statement can be written using logs as log 9 y equals a half. Like, these are equivalent statements. So it's almost like you're just restating the same thing. You're not introducing a root that puts in the plus or minus. So I would still think no to plus or minus. Were you told to put in plus or minus when you did it before? No, this is just your instinct. Yeah. Yeah, I think no. 4x minus 48 equals x plus 3. So 3x equals 51 is 17. So is that greater than 12? Is it 12? Yeah. So, that was 6 marks. It was a lot to do for 6. Yeah.
I think they kind of knew that people would use the plus or minus. That's why they said if x is greater than
12. That's what
because if you use the minus 4,
you get
won't
minus 9.
Yes, but x has to be greater than 12 because all of these need to be positive. And if you look at this one here, if x is less than 12, you get a negative in your log. So I think the reason x is greater than 12 is to make this equation defined. Yeah, and like I was saying, if you took the negative, you would get a value that you would have to reject. Anyways. Okay, let's see. Have we got time to stop this? No, we'll have to leave there. So,
There's only one more.
I just want to check, no, 2 more, it's 5 and 6.
Oh yeah.
I just want to check with you. Your choices are, I could do 5 and 6 with the next group. Wait, listen, you have a choice to make. If I do 5 and 6 with the next group and you watch the video later, then it means the next time you see me, which is on Tuesday, is we can start another paper. However, if you want to see 5 and 6 done in class, then you'll have to wait until Tuesday, which is fine, and we'll still start the next paper, but I'll get through less questions because we have to spend time doing 5 and 6. Do you know what I mean?
It's the same thing, just admission.
Wait, just wait.
Okay.
5 and 6 with the next group or not?
What is the next group, sir?
Well, whatever you decide, I'll just make it stick with the next group. So,
I think we can see.
For a day.
huh?
Okay, then do 5, 6 is the second group, and then you
Yeah.
hear it.
So
again.
what if we have any doubts?
Yeah, on Tuesday.
And if we have.
Yeah, you can ask me on Tuesday then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so just so you know, if you're looking at YouTube, I'll probably call this something like Maths for Science. Wait, Maths for Science. And the lesson we had earlier today, I'll call that Revision 1. This lesson you just had will be called Revision 2. Or, okay, Tutorial 1,
T1.
Tutorial 2, and then the next group, which is the video you need to watch tonight, will be Tutorial 3 then. Okay?
Thank you.
Do you have